December in Japan is one of the most magical times to visit, but there are also plenty of tips and things you should know for December trip to Japan. I will share you the ultimate guide to December in Japan, including the weather, what to pack, the foods you should try, and how to spend Christmas and New Year's Eve. You have to watch this video to the end, right? I'm Kota from How's Japan. As your local friend, I was born and raised in Japan, obviously, and I have experienced many Decembers in Japan. Are you ready? Let's get started. How's it? Okay, first, I'm gonna be explaining the weather and what to pack in December. December in Japan is cold. I feel like the second coldest month is December. I think the coldest month in Japan is January, but December is still cold. So you should definitely know what to pack and the temperature and then the climate in Japan in December. When it comes to December weather in Japan, you are in for quite a variety depending on where you visit. In Tokyo, you can expect temperatures ranging from a crisp 39 Fahrenheit in the mornings to a mild 54 Fahrenheit during the day. If you are heading to Kyoto, pack a bit warmer as temperatures typically range from 36 Fahrenheit to 50 Fahrenheit. For those venturing up to Hokkaido, you will experience true winter weather with temperatures between 21 Fahrenheit to 36 Fahrenheit. If the cold isn't your thing, consider heading to Okinawa, where you can enjoy comfortable temperatures between 59 Fahrenheit and 72 Fahrenheit. Speaking of packing, I will tell you a crucial tip that makes your winter journey much more comfortable. The key to staying warm in Japan winter is layering. Start with a good thermal base layer. Add a warm sweater and top it off with a waterproof winter coat. Don't forget to pack thermal socks and waterproof boots. Your feet will thank you later. I always recommend bringing gloves, scarves, and a warm hat. But if you forget anything, but don't worry, you can find excellent winter gear in Japan everywhere. In Shibuya, Shinjuku, everywhere. This is my tip. I highly recommend you guys to buy a kairo. Kairo. It's a perfect way to keep warm while exploring. Almost all Japanese people have a kairo while going out, for sure. These portable warmers are really cheap, easy to use, and can be found at most convenience stores across Japan. So don't forget to grab one before going out. Let's talk about one of my favorite topics, winter Japanese food. Winter in Japan isn't just about staying warm. It's all about savoring seasonal specialties that warm you from inside out. Let me introduce you to some must-try food in Japan in winter season. How's it? First, my top recommendation is oden. It's a soul-warming hot pot in Japan that you should try. And you can find them everywhere, especially at convenience stores. Picture yourself holding a steaming bowl filled with daikon radish, boiled eggs, fish cakes, and tender beef tendon, all simmered in the rich savory broth. For the best oden experience, I recommend visiting Otafuku in Asakusa, Tokyo. What's funny is that in my region, I'm from Gifu, like next to Nagoya, we always put oden in miso. We always use miso. But since I came to Tokyo, people from Tokyo don't really use miso. They just enjoy oden like itself. They put oden a little bit like mustard. That's interesting. But as a person from like Nagoya, that region, definitely oden with miso. This is the key. So when you try oden, you should definitely oden in miso and eat it. That's delicious. Another winter essential is nabe. Nabe is a kind of hot pot. Try chanko nabe in Tokyo's Ryogoku district, the hearty soup that small restaurants eat, or the elegant crab nabe in Hokkaido. Speaking of Hokkaido, winter is the perfect season for fresh seafood, fresh oysters, king crab, and salmon roll. They are at their peak during this season. Have you ever tried nabe before, hot pot before? What kind of flavors do you like? I personally love motsunabe. And this is how locals enjoy nabe. There's called a nabe party. So we gather around, in the small tiny room when I was a student, and there's one table, and then we put the one small nabe on the table, and then we share it. Of course with drinks, and we kind of go crazy in the room and This is how locals enjoy. For noodle lovers, of course, ramen in winter season is the best. Outside is really cold, right? But if you eat ramen, like hot ramen, it's gonna be really, you feel delicious. On the Happy New Year's Eve, traditionally we eat soba, like buckwheat noodles, that symbolize longevity. Try them at Sarashina Horii in Tokyo or Honke Owari in Kyoto for an authentic experience. And yes, I have to mention this unique Japanese tradition on the Christmas. KFC, Kentucky. We eat Kentucky on Christmas. Only on Christmas Day. It's so popular that we eat KFC on the Christmas. So if you want to enjoy Kentucky on the Christmas Day, you need to reserve weeks in advance. Okay, let's talk about a little bit about Christmas in Japan. So Christmas in Japan is more of a romantic holiday than family celebration. If you have a partner in Japan, you definitely go out with your partner, like having a dinner at a fancy restaurant. You will want to make dinner reservations at least a month in advance, especially at popular restaurants. For a memorable Christmas dinner, I recommend the Sky restaurants. Just remember, these book up incredibly fast. In December 2024, Christmas falls on Tuesday and Wednesday, which means that the busiest days for Christmas events and activities are expected to be the weekend before, on Saturday 21st and Sunday 22nd. Also, Christmas Eve on the 24th is a weekday. It's likely to be especially crowded in the evenings, as many locals celebrate on Christmas Eve in Japan. At House Japan in the Christmas Day, we work. Because we are your local friends, so we gotta work in the Christmas days as well. Only me and Nanako, we put a picture of Nanako. And we offer fully private customized tours. If you are coming to Japan and looking for fun and local and unique experiences in Tokyo, you should hire us. Okay, next, let's talk about the most spectacular Japan's winter illuminations. Yay! It's gonna be so beautiful, breathtaking. At House Japan, we know many good spots where you can see beautiful illuminations, eh? If there's one thing we have mastered here in Japan, it's the art of lighting up our winter nights. The illuminations typically start in mid-November and continue through early February, transforming our cities into magical wonderlands of light. In Tokyo, you absolutely can't miss the Karetta Shiodome illumination. Every year they choose a different theme, often inspired by popular movies or fairy tales. And the beautiful light and music shows are simply breathtaking. Pro tip: shows run every 15 minutes after sunset, but the 7 p.m. showing tends to be less crowded, while still being dark enough for perfect photos. The Marunouchi district stretching between Tokyo Station and the Imperial Palace is another must-visit spot. Over 1 million LED lights illuminate the famous Zelukova trees along Nakadori Street. What makes this location special is how the historical red brick station serves as a backdrop to the golden lights. I recommend starting at Tokyo Station around 4:30 p.m. You will catch the sunset and see the lights slowly coming to life. For something truly spectacular, headed to Nabara no Sato Winter Illumination in Mie Prefecture. Imagine walking through tunnels of light stretching over 200 meters with millions of LED lights, creating scenes of changing scenes. While it's a bit of a journey from Tokyo, it's absolutely worth the trip, especially the famous at Mount Fuji illumination display. In Kobe, the Luminaria Light Festival is very special. It began in 1995 to remember the Great Hanshin earthquake and has become a symbol of hope. Beautiful hand-painted light from Italy creates stunning light structures like a cathedral, filling the street with a magical glow. For fewer crowds, visit in the early evening. And be sure to see the main streets that lead to the beautiful portal of light. Getting around Japan requires a bit of planning, but our transportation system makes it easy incredibly. Let me share you some tips to help navigate like a local in Japan. Let's go! The Japan Rail Pass is your best friend if you are planning to visit multiple cities. Purchase it before coming to Japan. It will save you significant money on bullet train travel. Speaking of bullet trains, they run like clockwork even in winter weather. For city travel, get an IC card like Passmo or Suica. these rechargeable cars work on virtually all trains, metros, and buses across major cities. They are also accepted at convenience stores and vending machines. If you are visiting Tokyo, the unlimited 70-hour metro pass is a great deal, especially if you are planning to explore different neighborhoods. For getting to and from the ski resort, consider the highway buses. They are cheaper than trains and often offer door-to-door service from major cities to popular ski areas. Companies like JR Bus and Willa Express offer comfortable overnight services with English booking websites. If you are still worried about the transportation system in Japan, we can help you. If you hire us, you won't waste your precious time in Japan. You can get to main spots efficiently. If you are interested in private, customized experience and want to chill with us at House Japan, head over to our website and don't forget to follow us on Instagram to get to know us even better. Let's enjoy Japan together. December shopping in Japan is an experience in itself, and we know exactly where you should go to find the best deals and unique items in Tokyo. Okay, first, let's start with the major departments like Isetan in Shinjuku or Mitsukoshi in Nihonbashi. So if you go to the department, you should definitely go to the basement floor, like a food floor. You will be able to find the unique specialties and winter gifts as well. And for trendy winter fashion, you should go to GU and Uniqlo for your heat tech. It's a lifesaver in winter. And Tokyo Hands and Lofto are also must visit. Tokyo Hands and Lofto are your go-to stores for unique winter items like hot water bottles, hand warmers, and cool winter accessories. Don't miss their Christmas sections too. If you are interested in crafts or unique gifts, I highly recommend you guys to visit Kappabashi in Asakusa for kitchen tools or knives, or Oriental Bazaar in Harajuku. You will find amazing unique souvenirs or gifts for your friends or family. For electronics, Big Camera and Yodobashi Camera offer tax-free shopping and often have winter sales with great deals on cameras, phones, and gadgets. December in Japan is packed with unique festivals that you won't find any other time of year. Let's start with the Chichibu Night Festival, held on December 2nd and 3rd in Saitan Prefecture. This UNESCO intangible cultural heritage event features massive floats covered in lanterns pulled through the street by teams of locals. The highlight comes on the evening of December 3rd, when the floats are pulled up a slope called Dangosaka while thousands of fireworks light up the winter sky. Bundle up warm and arrive by early afternoon to secure a good viewing spot. In Akita Prefecture, the Namahage Festival offers a uniquely Japanese winter experience. Picture this: on New Year's Eve, men dressed as demon-like deities wearing massive masks and short capes descend from the mountains to ward off evil spirits. It might sound frightening, but it's actually quite fascinating and deeply rooted in local tradition. The best place to see this is at Ogashinzan Folklore Museum, where they hold special performances throughout the evening. For something more contemporary, the Tokyo Christmas Market at Hibiya Park recreates the atmosphere of a traditional German Christmas market. You can warm up with mulled wine, shop for European-style Christmas decorations, and enjoy live performances. The market usually runs from mid-December till Christmas Day, and I would recommend visiting on a weekday evening to avoid the weekend crowds. Japanese New Year tradition. Oshogatsu is the most important holiday in Japan. If you are coming to Japan in New Year's Day, you have to know these tips and information before coming to Japan. Okay, let's house it. New Year's in Japan, or Oshogatsu, is our most important holiday, and it's filled with unique traditions that you won't want to miss. Everything starts on New Year's Eve with Joya no Kane, the ringing of temple bells. At temples across Japan, the bell is rung 108 times to cleanse us of our worldly desires. My personal favorite spot for this is Zojoji Temple in Tokyo, where you can watch the bells ring with Tokyo Tower illuminated in the background. If you are in Tokyo, join the locals at Meiji Shrine for Hatsumode, the first shrine visit of the year. Over 3 million people visit this shrine during the first 3 days of January. But don't let that encourage you. There is something magical about joining this sea of people all hoping for good fortune in the new year. For a less crowded but equally meaningful experience, try visiting smaller local shrines between midnight and sunrise on January 1st. Food plays a crucial role in New Year celebration. On New Year's Eve, families gather to eat toshikoshi soba, long buckwheat noodles symbolizing longevity. Then on New Year's Day, we enjoy osechi ryori, traditional New Year's food served in beautifully shiny boxes. Each dish has a special meaning: herring roe for fertility, black soybeans for health, and so on. While traditional osechi can be quite expensive, you can find modern versions at department stores and even convenience stores. One of our favorite New Year traditions is watching the first sunrise of the year, called Hatsuhinode. For this, I recommend heading to the Skytree Observation Deck in Tokyo, or if you are feeling adventurous, taking an early morning trip to Mount Takao. There is something incredibly moving about watching the first rays of the sun paint the sky over Tokyo, with Mount Fuji visible in the distance on clear days. Okay, this is the final tip. Many businesses close 29th in December till 3rd in January. But if you are in big cities or main attractions, major shops and convenience stores remain open. But just remember to make reservations at a restaurant or accommodation well in advance. Okay? Well in advance. This is one of the busiest travel seasons in Japan, okay? If you found this video helpful, check out our other videos that we posted. See you in Japan! How's it?